What's up, everybody? Mr. Guy King here, bringing you episode 12. Let's get this started. You guys know what this is. Alright, in the last episode, we defeated Atlas and got the two wild artifacts. And so, in this episode, we're going to be opening up one of the time gates in Brescia Ruins 5F. It's going to lead us to the Yaschas Massif 10AF. This is located in the southwest portion of Echoes of the Past by Chocolina. The other one in the tunnels leads to the Sunless Waterscape, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Right now, on the walkthrough, we're going to be tackling Yaschas Massif. Now, after the Atlas fragment, we got quite a few Crystarium points, over 3,000, and so when all these cutscenes end, we're going to go ahead and do some leveling up. They're not really that important, it's mostly just lightning talking, so I'm going to talk a little bit through them. When we first come into Yaschas Massif, you guys are going to have to go through this one part, which is quite annoying. You have to follow these searchlights, and if you go out of the searchlight and into the darkness, you're going to be running into these behemoths, and behemoths are something we cannot tackle right now. It's a very high-level feral creature. It's something that we're going to have a lot more time into our training and our character progression in order to tackle. So what happens to me is on my trip to get all the spheres around this certain area in Yaschas Massif, I actually got into a couple fights with these feral behemoths. Now, I edited them out, but I didn't do a great job editing, so don't make fun of me for my editing skills. I'm still getting used to Sony Vegas, but I did edit them out so you don't have to watch me get my ass whooped over and over again. So that's just a little heads up. Now, back onto the main story progression. When we do get into Yaschas Massif and I can finally take control, we're going to be doing some serious leveling up. Now, Sarah Knoll should be close to around roughly 800 HP by the time you're done leveling up on this. The reason my Sarah has more health than Knoll is because she has the Iron Bangle equipped, remember that. And also remember my tip that by each episode progression, your Crystarium should have expanded. This is going to help you beat bosses easier and feral creatures a lot easier if you do expand your Crystarium by each episode. Now, episode 3 has two parts, so our goal is to have two expansions by the end of episode 3. One for part 1, one for part 2. But other than that, the guide's going great. We are really getting into the nitty-gritty of the game right now. We're learning that somebody might be controlling the timeline, and that somehow Valhalla is connected into all this, along with a purple-haired man named Caius and the young girl named Yule. Now, we have a couple spoilers coming up, so if you guys don't want to view the spoilers, just go around the cutscenes. I'm showing all the cutscenes, so go around them and just continue on with the story progression so you can learn about what's coming up ahead. But that's it for right now for our intro. So as soon as these cutscenes end, we're going to pick off where we left off, and we're going to be doing some leveling up with our characters. So get ready for that. See you guys in a little bit.
Human society continues to...
People always say, the future will be better. They believe the hardships of the present fade with the passage of time. And so we hope, waiting for a future brighter than today. But Sarah, remember this. As you walk towards a brighter tomorrow, you have to look back to your past. The path you have walked to reach the here and now will give you the courage you need to hope. It's so dark.
In ancient times, the foul sea devoured the light, darkness cloaked the sky, and the earth knew only night. This must be the eclipse.
You know what this is?
They said 500 years ago, a massive fal'Cie appeared. For a while, it blotted out the sun and turned everything dark.
If that happened 500 years in your past, then this must be 200 years in my future.
Right. But something's wrong. Look, the eclipse is only affecting this small area. That shouldn't be possible.
Okay, so you're saying this could be a paradox?
That's what I'm saying.
Huh.
Alright, everybody, I'm back. That was a great cutscene. We learned a little bit about the future that Noel knows. So let's get right into the leveling. I'm going to go to Crystarium, and you guys see we have a little over 3,000 points. Now, what you're going to want to do is, of course, level their main attributes. But for the boss fight we have coming up, you're kind of going to want to focus on the secondary attributes for each character. Ravager and Sentinel for Noel, and then Commando and Sentinel for Sarah. At the moment, that's why I'm boosting that up kind of right now. The reason being is the Sentinels, they give you more health per level, and they also give you a base stat of 1 to 2 defensive points on a level. So that's really important there. And of course, we want to get to the 5 ATB charge as quickly as possible, so that's why I selected that for my bonus. So Noel, after he got his Sentinel boost, I'm going to go ahead and just kick the rest of his stats up depending on what I want. So Sarah's going to go to about a 20 for her Ravager, and then I'm going to focus the rest of my CP points on the Sentinel and Commando role for her. Same thing, she gets a base bonus of 1 to 2 defensive points per level for the Sentinel, and her Commando, she gets a 1 to 2 offensive or attack boost based on per level acquirement. So that's why we're going to go ahead and get into the secondary attributes of her. The boss fight we have coming up is a little bit trickier than what we've been going against. He actually does inflict status ailments, so if you're not ready for that, status ailments are things that bring down your character's overall attack strength, magic resistance, and physical resistance, things of that nature. Those are what status debuffs are. And they're really powerful if you use them against the enemy, and they can be detrimental to your party if they are inflicted into you. So my best bet is when they do come up is to take care of them quickly with Insuna, with your medic, or a remedy potion. I suggest the remedies. They're a little bit easier to use, and they get rid of the first 2 status elements. That would be the best strategy right now, and that's kind of a good strategy later on in the game as well. But when you do have a whole medic team, you can just use Insuna, and it will kind of heal everyone else, but we don't have that kind of quality medic right now. So stick to your remedies. If you don't have any, I suggest you get some. So we're just doing some quick exploring right now, and then we'll head out into the searchlight or spotlight part of Yaschas Massif, and that part's coming up, and this is the part I was talking about with the behemoths. You guys can see you get a little primer right here, and it explains, you must stay in the spotlights, or otherwise the feral behemoths will come after you. So that's what happens right there. I was in the spotlight, and I still get triggered by the feral behemoth. Not fun. But there are 4 treasure spheres here, containing 8 power bolts, the gate seal for I believe this area, a Padra tablet, which is the quest item for a side quest for a fragment, so keep in mind that you still have that, and 450 gil. So all those things are really helpful, especially the tablet of Padra. And I'm going to cut out all the feral behemoth fights. So right there I get one, and that wasn't fun to get. I kind of didn't like that. And then I get another one later on. So I got the tablet of Padra right there. That was that square treasure sphere. That was for the later side quest, and then I got my mana bolts right there. So also make sure, speaking of leveling up, that your monsters are in the right area as well. I'm going to take a look at mine right now, and I noticed that I could level up my Sentinel all the way to max them out at roughly over 2,000 HP, and then my Ravager and Commando being the Catseath and the Gramachian. Forgot how to pronounce his name. But that's what you want to do. You want to make sure your monsters are also in tune with your levels, because if you have strong party members and weak monsters, you're going to be in trouble. So I'm just going to give a kind of max out as much as I can depending on the materials I have right now. And I'm kind of happy we're going to be picking up some better monsters later on in this level. We actually get an opportunity to get a rare monster, so heads up for that. Alright, it's one of the best Ravengers, not Ravengers, but Synergists in the game. It's depending on if you catch them or not. So then right here we get the Gate Seal, and that's the fourth and final box right there in this area. And Chocolina now has new weapons, so check those out as well. The new weapons being, I believe, Meteor Soul and Howling Blaze. And you're going to want to pick those up for Sarah and Noel if you have the money. Right now you can probably do with their level 2 weapons that you got in Brescia Ruins. But I highly suggest that you pick up their level 3 weapons that you can get here before the boss fight. They're going to increase your damage output dramatically. And it's really going to help for the boss fight in this level.
I know it's a little darkness.
Oh, damn it. I hit Chocolina again.
I know it's a little.
Okay, so the main objective for this game, we're going to be hitting the waypoint. So all you got to do is pretty much follow the unexplored path into the Padre Ruins. And that's going to issue the boss fight. And all you got to do is basically follow the waypoints here.
Those who still believe in the ways of Cocoon must be unhappy with the
There's some
Academy.
Gesell Greens for us, so that's cool. If you don't have to buy Gesell Greens, I want it. They're kind of expensive. But like I said, if you guys aren't fighting monsters, please do. I cannot express that enough. It was really hard for me the first time I went through the game to find all 300 different types of monsters. So please, please, please fight all the different monsters you can. Make sure you really do your exploring, because there's some uncommon monsters than your common and your rare monsters. So don't be confused by that. Now, some monsters are hidden in the levels too. So you really got to do some serious exploring for your bestiality fragment that's later on in the game. But you can see right now, I don't have the Meteor Blaze or Howling Soul equipped, and my players are doing about a little under 100 per attack, and it's not a greatest area to be in right now. So you're gonna want to. If you do see that you're starting at the area as low as I am, you're kind of going to want to improve your players and get those 2 upgraded weapons. I'm going to end up picking them up at the end of this video because I realize that I'm not going to be able to take the final boss quickly on this level with the weapons I have. So it's important to know that sometimes it's not your person that's unequipped, it's the weapon that is. Yay, so we got more gil, and that's going to put me over the top to get those weapons. I was actually kind of short on some change. Broke like I am in real life, I was broke in a video game. Yay! So these are part of the these different types of they're not called guardians, but they're called they're like dancers. I just call them dancers, little strippers. But they are effective commandos, synergists, and saboteurs. If you want to pick some up for your party, if you can, crystallize them. They're really helpful. They're some of the best in the game. And they have a pack mentality along with the chocobos that allow them to increase their damage output when there's more than one of them in a party. So it's really helpful. But I don't think I crystallized any of them in this one. But they do prove pretty powerful and pretty potent in battle, especially Yaschas. Starts with a Y. Yaschas is the most powerful synergist you can get in the game. So if you do happen to get him, trust me, take the time and the effort and level him up. He will do nothing but help your party out. He has a really great end buffs. He can put end fire on, end ice, which basically nullifies those elemental attacks. Really powerful, really helpful. So all you gotta do is follow it up to the waypoint, and I'm gonna stop off at Chocolina, get our equipment, equipped it, and that's gonna be the end of our video. So this was part 12, and part 13 we're gonna be taking on the other boss fight and entering the Padre Ruins. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in part 13.
I know it's a little.